Hello everyone, my name is Yogesh Kumar and in this video we will learn about phase 2. In before video we learn about all HTMLs in phase 1. Now we will learn about a phase 2. In phase 2 we created style.css in there, the all-in-one HTML files in there. You can see this is all-in-one. In this video we learn about all properties, which property I add in there, and this is our UI. I created this by using of HTML and CSS. This is my portfolio, profile, courses, grades. You can see here feedback, submit form, like, and last one is contact. So guys, let's start. One by we can clear our CSS property. You can see here global reset, and I use here this selector. This is a universal selector. I use in there many properties, like use here margin and padding, box sizing, font family. Like margin padding removes the browser default outside margin and inside padding spacing that gives you a clean starting. And the box sizings, border box makes the elements and width and height include is padding and border. This makes layout math easier. Exhibit 200 pixel, mm, stays 200 pixel even if you add padding. And the font family uh, uses Poppins sans serif sets the default font to Poppins filing back to any sans serif if Poppins is not available. And in the other thing is body. Mm, Body is like this is our structure. You can see this whole. You can see behind it. This is our body. Uh, I use in their body background linear gradient with 135-degree. Uh, Draws a diagonal gradient form to white is the angel direction for the gradient, and the other is color. Um, hashtag 222 default text color dark gray. It's mean, and line height 1.6, space between line of text improve the readability. Display flags and flag direction, it's mean a column body becomes a flags container and place direct children vertically top to bottom. You can see here our project use here display flags. Because of this our element like this, not this. Because of this display flags our element you can see like this. And the other thing in this I use the another one is a less direction column. Column is means you can see like column row. It's both are different and main height. Main height use it 100 bh. Ensure the body is at least as tall as the viewport so footer can stick to bottom if content is short. And the another one is the header I use in this. Mm, header H1 I use in this selector header H1. Apply the rules to both the header element and any H1 elements. This is a comma separate list node header H1. Uh, Use here text align center centers the text horizontally. Uh, when you use text align center, our text is will come on center. And I use here padding 30, 30 pixel, 15 pixel, 10 pixel. This is a shorthand for a top, left, right, bottom padding. Top 30 pixels to left, right, 15 pixel, bottom 10 px. And another one is the font size. I use font size, font weight, the control size at the boldness, and the use the here is gradient, webkit, background clip, text. You can see here, and the webkit text field color transparent. Um, and the another one is a navigation bar. I use here. Uh, Navigation bar use here, and in there is use text align and margin bottom. And the another one is the navual, not a list. Me, I use here list style. List style I use here none. They remove default bottle numbers and display inline flex makes the UL and inline level flex contains its li children layout in a row. And I use here a gap 25 pixel space between a flex items modern and convenience. Because of the gap you can see the gap it's mean gap. We can use of gap we can see a difference between two element. And the next one is the background padding border radius. Create a rounded pill container behind the nablings. And another one is a box shadow, soft shadow to lift the nav visually. This style is the produce the centered and the horizontally navigation with even specifying and the modern pill background. Yes. And the next one is a nav link. Nav link is mean use nav u li and attack all in one. I use it here. In there, use a tag decoration, none, and the color, font weight, font size, transaction. I use in there transactions. Uh, it's a smooth visual changes used for a hover effect. Used for a hover effect. You can see here, like um, this is a hover effect. This is running smoothly because of transaction, and there is shadow box you can see. Okay, and now Nebulae hover it's mean when the mouse is over the link change color add glow via text shadow. I already told you about this. When you click here, this is smoothly running. You can see the hover that thing. And the another one is a man container. I use in there a flags tells the main block to grow and fill available space inside the body flags container. And bit I already tell you about this bit max bit max bit is it's a plus max bit is the responsive with the width and upper limit for the web screens. And the margin auto I use in there margin auto we can see a center horizontally. When you use margin auto we can see the our element is in on center, and I use here a padding in a spacing. Hmm, background use background white for the card look, and border radius is I use for 20 pixel main content. Our border you can see our border is rounded because of border radius. You can see here this is rounded because of border radius. Uh, and box shadows soft draw shadow to lift the card, and the use here animations. The fade in first is in out and plays the fade in keyframes defines later over 1 second. You can see here from to opacity 0 transaction translate 20 pixel opacity 0 1 to also. This is running because of this that's animations. You see from to animation the start the invisible and the silently down 20 pixel then moves up into a place and becomes fully visible. Use on main can create a smooth entire appears effect. And the other one is we learn about a profile image. There I use the image take. And image take learn about display block allow margin auto to center to the image horizontally. When you use a block, so it's mean we can see like column not in line. You can see step by step, and the margin you detail and width use here, and height border radius we give us 50 pixel, and I use here a object fit cover, and border is 6 pixel solid. I use here and box shadow also I use. Uh, we learn all things, but we don't know about object fit. So object fit means the cover case image, the aspect ratio, and the fills the box, cropping access the parts good for editors. This image selectors affects all image. If you only want this type style profile pictures, use a class like profile image. I show you. This is our profile. This I use a border and transaction not, but this looking good. This is our profile, uh, and that's our code. And the another one is a section. In this, use a text line center, color, font size, border bottom, 3 pixel solid, and display inline block, padding bottom. Border bottom draws a line under the heading, and inline blocks makes the underline match the width of the text, not full width. Padding bottom, space between text and the underline. And the another one is list style. Use either UL, OL. Mm, use their background, border radius, padding, margin, width, list style position, box shadow. What is list style position? It means the inside the list markers the border footnotes numbers appears inside the padded area aligned with text. And use air box shadow, the subtable left we can see, and the other one I use here ULLIOLLI unordered list, and the order list I use here, uh, use margin and font size we use. You can see this is order list, unordered list. You can see here because of the we can see who is our order list and who is the unordered list. Hmm. The next one is our table styling. Hmm. So in this I will use a width and margin, border collapse. A border collapse makes sale the border collapse into a single border. They create a single border, and border radius variable, and use overflow header. Required so child the background rows don't spill past the rounded corners, help clip the corners. Mm, if, combine the border colors, the colors with the rounded corners can be inconsistent the across browsers. If you see the issue, the web, the table in deep, and the round, the deep instead. And box shadow, draw the shadow for the table card. And the another one I use is table table td. Uh, show you cell padding and the center align, header row gets the blue gradient background and white bold text. Mm, I use many table tr. I show you. This is where courses format. This is list the grades. I use here. This is our table. We use here, and mm, Table tr nth child even background use and table tr use hover there. Hover effects for the row highlight on the mouse hover. And the another one is a feedback. Form feedback. This form feedback. This is form. This and this is our code. Form feedback. Max width use here the 600 pixel. Margin 30 pixel to background. Padding border radius post shadow use here. In form panel centered to the card with padding and shadow. And use level are the embellished and the colored. Use here input type, tags, input, email, text area. This is where you can use also in HTML and CSS. Your bit padding, margin, border radius, font size. I use also transaction here. This smooth change when focus style is applied. And input focus, text area focus, and using their border color box shadow. And another one I use here input type submit button is the style as a blue gradient button with no border and rounded corners. And the input type submit hover. Is also cursor pointer transaction cursor. It's mean when we go the another thing our cursor is like this, you can see. And user submit transaction transaction scale. When we click on submit and hover and the scales improve. I show you and click, you can see. And click submit button is improve big, like this is I use here. And the another way is links back to home. Generics links I use here. Anchor tag display inline, inline blocks, color, font weight, text decoration, border radius, padding, margin, transaction I use here. And I also use to anchor tag to hover. Background color I use here. And color transaction translate use here. Transaction white use here. Transaction white. Uh, our fills background and the not just links on what the submitted photo field. And bordered pill appearance with the padding and the rounded corners. Right. That's our feedback is complete. Now we learn about the last one, contact. Okay, there already done I think contact, but in there footer is the last part of our page. And use their footer text align center. Simple footer is the center text light, background small, border on top subdued, text color. Mm, You can see this is a footer point over, and this is beside. I created a responsive. I give a responsive design. You by media queries. Media queries applies only when viewport of width 768 pixels, the commonly table fonts, and navy all the flag direction columns and stack nav items. The vertical is for small screens, and the reduce gap and rule to better fit narrow, and use a man beta 95% padding 15% MacMan the slightly wider and the reduced padding for small screens, and the smaller the avatar reduce image size for a mobile. I show you uh, when we click here, and so inspect one minute. I show you. Where do we have to improve this? Firstly, yes. Now we can see with mobile. Mm, This is fully responsive, and we click. We can see courses. All things is good, and this is fully responsive and working also. You can see this is my project. I hope you have liked this. That's it. Thank you so much. In the next video, we learn about more things. Thank you so much for giving me support. Bye bye, guys.